Hi, I'm Amy, thank you for tuning in. It's been a while since I've done a book haul and I seem to have acquired an absolutely enormous pile, several piles of books, plus a few other fun items. So I thought it was time to do a haul and then I can get these sorted and put on my shelves, because I don't know about anybody else, when I get new books I tend to put them on a haul shelf so that I can keep track of new things, do posts about them, film haul videos, so I end up kind of forgetting that I've got those books and not putting them in TBR. So I thought if I can clear those shelves I can get these books sorted to where they need to be. So the first thing I wanted to show you is my friend Rachel from work said she'd got a huge box of point horrors under her bed, didn't want them, didn't want any money for them, refused to accept any from me, and they are in such amazing condition. I said yes, and I'm going to swap them into my collection. Rachel's a really good friend. I'll just show you for anybody who's a point of horror fan. You can see the spines on these, they are just perfect. I think literally she read them in the 90s and just put them into this box under her bed. So I'll just show you the other stack of them. They are all in glorious condition. So I think what I need to do is do a giveaway of some of mine and swap in, sorry, I'll keep the nice ones for myself and swap in some of the ones that aren't as good a condition, take them out and put in Rachel's really, really good condition ones. Just move those out of the way because there's so many of them, they're blocking where I'm sitting. So the other thing I did was order myself something from, I think it's called Notebook Therapy, the website. I'll check and I'll link to them in the description. I got these washi tapes, which I'll just show you. Hopefully you can see them without them all falling out of the box. I will put pictures of these on my social media at some point as well because they are so gorgeous. I've ordered things from in the past and they're just amazing. And I'm planning to use those to decorate my diary, which I use as sort of a journal. And then I got these lovely wooden stamps. Again, they're liable to fall out of the box, so I'll just pull them out a little bit. And then I got a packet of really nice stickers, which I won't get out again, I'll share on social media, but they I tried to get them out to do a little unboxing when they arrived and they all fell out. So I highly recommend ordering stuff from Notebook Therapy. I don't think it's in the UK if you're UK based like me, so it does take a little while for the stuff to arrive, but it's definitely worth it when it does. I've seen quite a few people with book embossers, book stampers, and I decided to get an embosser. I don't know how well you can see this, but with a little skull with my name on it. I don't know whether holding my hand up is doing actually anything. I'll show you the embosser, but it doesn't look quite as exciting as the actual. I haven't tried it yet, admittedly. It looks a little complex to me. I haven't even attempted to open it, so I'm sure when I start using it, it will all come clear. But I thought it'd be really nice to emboss the books that I love and that I'm going to keep. Sort of to keep track of them when I lend them to people, but also just because I'm a bit of a book dragon and I like hoarding books. Another thing that I've not had a chance to haul yet, my lovely friend Shelley got me this set of Nightmare Before Christmas figures for Christmas. Haven't hauled them, I haven't taken them out of the box, I'm still deciding what to do with them. I think what I'm going to do when I get my bookshelves tidied is to put them along the front of the books because they're really small. I thought that they'd fit really nicely. So thank you, Shelley, if you're watching this. I really love that present. And now to the books. There seems to be a lot of them. I keep telling myself I'm not going to buy books, but I do get sent some of these by publishers, and then I've been trying to buy secondhand, buying from charity shops and secondhand places online. But of course I have slipped and bought some new books as well. So I read Overthinking to give a blurb to David Fenn, the author, and Inkray, the publisher. And as a thank you, I just mentioned that I've not got a physical copy of this book and the first book in the series, Over Emotional. So they sent me a physical copy of the first one because I read it on my Kindle. So I'm super happy to have this because I just love the designs and the illustrations on these books, are gorgeous. Next, I bought a Tessa Bailey book because my friend Mia, I asked her to recommend some rom-coms to me because I realised it's been absolutely ages since I'd read a really good romance, or any romance. And she said that this was her favourite Tessa Bailey book and I absolutely devoured it, so I had to order Hook, Line and Sinker, which is the sequel, and it follows two of the characters from It Happened One Summer, and My Killer Vacation, which I started before, DNF'd it for some reason. I wasn't 100% feeling it, but based on how much I love the other book, I want to give this another go because it's a rom-com plus a murder mystery, so I feel like it's exactly my perfect kind of book. And unfortunately I think I got rid of my other copy, so I managed to find a cheap secondhand copy of this online. Another series of books that Mia recommended to me is the Thistle Grove series, which are witchy rom-coms, that's hard to say. and I've read the first one in this series and absolutely loved it. The writing is so cozy and atmospheric. The romance is sort of my level of spice, like a little bit spicy, but mostly just really kind of passionate, and describes the emotion of it really well, which is what I tend to look for in a rom-com, ideally. So I do have a couple of these in the pile. I haven't organised myself, so this is the first one, and then we'll get to the others as we get to them. I saw this book online. I don't think I pre-ordered it. And I think I'd seen it around. I didn't realise it was about vampires, and as soon as I heard it's about vampires and saw these spreaders, I just had to get it. And I love how the design of this book follows all the way around. It's just gorgeous. I don't know much about it apart from vampires and gorgeous, and I feel that that's all I need to know, really. So Mia, that I mentioned earlier, has written a new middle grade book that's just come out, and I got my pre-order. This one is called The Girl Who Dreamed in Magic. Oh, look how beautiful it is. I love the shine of this one. I have read it the second it arrived, and it's absolutely gorgeous, typical of Mia's style. I'll review it properly in my review video, but basically it is the story of a girl who is scared of magic, hates it because her parents died using it, but there is a prophecy that she is going to save the North using magic, so she has to face up to her fear, and she just has a really amazing adventure with a great cast of supporting characters, and I loved it. Another romance that Mia recommended to me was this Flawless by Elsie Silver. I think is this the Chestnut Springs series? I get really confused about book series names. I think that this is also the one that is a cowboy romance, which I love the idea of, because I've always had a bit of a thing about westerns, and the idea of western plus romance sounds really fun to me. Another one that Mia recommended, there's a real Mia theme going on in this video, I'll have to tag Mia in it. Things We Never Get Over by Lucy Score. I don't know much about it apart from that Mia said it was a great romance, so I'm going to give this one a go as well. This was an early copy from, I think, Penguin Michael Joseph. Let me just check. Yeah, so Michael Joseph, a Penguin imprint. I reviewed an early copy of The Gathering by CJ Tudor, her vampire book, which is absolutely excellent, set in Alaska, about a police detective who specialises in vampires in a world where vampires are real. She goes across to Alaska and has to find out whether a vampire committed a crime or not. If he does, then the authorities would issue a call where all the vampires in the area would be killed. So, oh gosh, I did say the stakes are really high. I'm going to say anyway, the stakes are really high. I don't know why whenever I'm talking about vampire books, the puns just keep rolling. This book is really well written. It is just CJ Tudor's usual brand of atmospheric, suffocating horror that just closes in on you as the book goes on. She's just one of my favourite horror authors, so I was delighted to get an early finished copy of that. I've become obsessed with Rachel Harrison books. Speaking of amazing female horror authors, this is the last one of her books that I've not read, so I got a secondhand copy of it online. Don't know anything about it. I think this might have been her debut novel. I've loved everything that she's written, apart from this because I haven't read it yet, so I can't confirm, but I discovered her books in October or November last year, and I've just proceeded to blast through them. In fact, I've just remembered, I think I still have one more of her books to read, but I haven't hauled it this month. Oh, so these are the other Lana Harper books. There you go. So these, After Payback's a Witch, you've got From Bad to Cursed and Back in a Spell. I'm enjoying these so much, so I'm really looking forward to reading the rest of the series. I don't remember where I got this from, which is quite creepy because it is a very creepy map of folk horror. I seem to think that I was ordering some books from somewhere and this just popped up. Oh, have you thought about ordering this? And the answer was no, I haven't, but yes, I will. I haven't been through it yet, but it looks really fun. When I was doing a bit of digging into Lana Harper, because I enjoyed her adult books so much, I discovered that she wrote a YA book under the name Lana Popovich, and this is inspired by the story of Elizabeth Bathory, the historical figure believed to be a vampire, believed to have drunk the blood of her victims. Whatever you think about it, I just think that's a really cool story. Another lovely thing that arrived, I'd had a really rubbish week, just a few personal things going on, nothing to worry about. And my friend Kirsty happened to get in touch with me and say that she was going to a J. Christoph event. She'd got a spare copy of this book. What a chunky book it is. And she asked if I'd like her to get it signed and send me it as a gift. And J. Christoph signed it for me. So that was just a lovely end to a really bad week. So thank you for that, Kirsty. You don't know quite how perfect the timing of that was. Nothing cheers a personal blight books, in my opinion. I really loved Bite Risk by Sophie Wills and S.J. Wills as she writes this series. So I was really happy when Simon Schuster sent me an early copy of Bite Risk Caught Dead, the sequel. This is a world where all the adults are werewolves in this remote town, and all the teens and kids sort of have to look after the town during the nights of the month when the moon is full and the adults are werewolves, and they all have to live with the knowledge that they are going to become werewolves when they hit a certain age. And I really liked the first book because it was a brilliant mystery. The characters were great. It had sort of really good reveals about the world and about the characters as you go through. So I'm super excited to find out how this continues. I just saw this title on this cover, I Feed Her to the Beast and the Beast is Me. I can't even express how much that appeals to something inside me. So I'm not going to read the blurb just because I don't want to know what it's about. I want to go into this one and not knowing. I just think it's beautiful and the title is super intriguing. So I did completely do a cover by there. Then I went to a charity shop. I don't even remember where, maybe Lake District, might have been early in February, and I got 3 books from there. I got Count Karlstein by Philip Pullman. I really like Philip Pullman's books, and this one sounds a bit vampire-y to me. I'm guessing from the title there might be a vampire, and it was really cheap, so I thought I'd give it a go. This is a Christmas book. Apologies for presenting it to you in March, just like magic, but it sounded really lovely, and I'm having such a romance kick that I thought I'll just save this one. So it's about a social media influencer and about somebody who accidentally conjures up a charming, handsome man who's the embodiment of the Christmas spirit. I mean, of course, it sounds like one of those Hallmark Christmas movies that I love. So I just thought I'd give this one a go. And Heart-Shaped Box is a Joe Hill book that I have not read, not got. I really liked this kind of shiny cover, and I've been debating buying this one for a while, and it was £1.50, so had to have it. These are a couple of pre-orders that I haven't had a chance to read yet because they've just been languishing on my haul shelf, so I'm finally going to actually add these to my TBR pile now I've got myself sorted. I love Catherine Foxfield's YA books, and this is her middle grade debut. It sounds very Goosebumps to me, about a group of kids who stage a sleepover inside a flat pack superstore, and they realise that they're not alone and shadows are creeping up on them. It just sounds really fun. Love Catherine Foxfield's writing, so I think that she's going to do middle grade really well. This is the sequel to The Agency for Scandal that Laura Wood wrote. I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but I loved it, so I was excited to pre-order this one and find out how The Agency for Scandal story continues. Basically, it's a group of women who they're a detective agency, but they specifically help women who have got into trouble of some kind, particularly when they've got in situations where men have taken advantage of them, and the Agency for Scandal will help and will get to the bottom of the mystery. Love Laura Wood's writing as always, and this was a really The Agency for Scandal was a really good start to a series, so I'm not going to read the blurb because I don't really want to know where this goes. I just want to dive in and find out. So that is it. Let me know in the comments if there are any of these books that you're particularly excited to read, if you think I should read them next. And if you've got any recommendations based on the kind of things that I've been reading lately, particularly, please, if you can recommend a rom-com, let me know, because I'm just craving rom-coms now, and particularly if they've got a vampire or witch angle to them too, that's a bonus for me. But if they're contemporary, I seem to be enjoying them just as much as well. So thank you so much for watching. As always, likes and subscribes are really appreciated, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!
Undead.